All right, hello and welcome to the EMF Production Labs tutorial of the Zoom H4n. This is the kit that you'll be sent out, and this audio mixer, the Zoom H4n, also comes in all of our DSLR kits. Let's go over everything that's going to come in here. I'll set this aside for a moment. So this is our Zoom H4n. We have a windscreen that will go on the top of that, shock mount, pistol grip, XLR cable, the shotgun mic with its own windscreen, and a USB B-type cable. The only additional thing that you will need to supply is your own batteries. This kit does not automatically come with batteries, so make sure to supply your own before heading to set. This kit also does not automatically come with a boom pole, so make sure to grab one from the equipment cage if you need one for going to set. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your Zoom H4n. You turn the zoom on from this button here on the left, press and hold it down, and you can see the screen will start to come on. The first thing we want to do is format the card. We always want to format the card so that we avoid any issues with our data corrupting on set or getting rid of the data of whoever used this card previously. Hit the menu button. You're going to scroll all the way down to SD card and click in on this scroll wheel in order to activate. You'll scroll down and hit Format, and then scroll up and hit Yes. If you ever need to go back, you just hit the menu button, and that will act as your back button. Next, and this is a small thing, but we want to make sure that the phantom power is set to on. Phantom power is found under the Input menu. We'll scroll down to Phantom and make sure 48 volts is set. That means that phantom power is on. If it's not on, you may not get audio from your shotgun mic. Last thing we want to do is make sure our record format is set, which is found under the Record menu. It's the first option that pops up, and we want to make sure it is set to WAVE 48 kilohertz at 16 or 24-bit. 16-bit is more than adequate for video work. 24-bit will give you just a slightly larger file size. WAVE is a lossless format, and 48 kilohertz is the industry standard for video files. All right, now we're ready to record. We have two options for recording. We can use the interior mic on the top of the camera here, or inputs 1 and 2, and these are designated by these buttons here on the side. If we go ahead and click the record button, it will start flashing and show us levels. This is called record enabled. It means we can get our audio levels. If you're doing a rehearsal or just want to check your levels, this is how you do that. Just remember that the flashing means you are not actually recording. If you click the record button again, you will see that the red stops flashing and turns to a solid light, and the time code up here starts running. This means that audio is actually finally coming into the Zoom and the data is being saved. So you'll hit the stop button to stop recording. On the left-hand side is your headphone port and your volume adjustment. I like to make sure it's set around about 80%. So on the right side is our gain control, which determines the levels of the sound coming into the microphone. So as you adjust your gain control on the right side, you want to check and make sure that you're set to somewhere between -12 and -6. If you're approaching 0, or if you see these squares turn black, so for example, if I go ahead and tap on the top here, you can see that I'm peaking past -6, hitting 0, and then these black squares highlight. That means that the audio has corrupted, distorted. It's not going to be clean once you bring it into post. After recording, in order to listen to playback, you can hit the folder button to select the folder that you'll be using, and then the file button in order to select your playback. Use the scroll wheel to select and hit play to listen back. If you hit record again, you'll jump automatically to a new track. So now when we're setting up the shotgun mic, again, we want to make sure that we set our inputs to 1 and 2. Plug the shotgun using the XLR cable into input 1. Take the other end, you see this little notch here. You line up those holes and you line that notch up with the XLR. Remember that a shotgun microphone is directional. Wherever you point it is where you're going to get the best audio. The interior microphone on the Zoom is more so meant for ambiance, although it will give great audio still if you're doing a quick handheld interview or if you can find somewhere to hide it in the scene. So if you're using the shotgun mic, you can handhold it, but you also have access to the shock mount and the pistol grip seen here. So when placing the shock mount on, you're going to take your shock mount, kind of have to wiggle this in, and it definitely takes a lot of pressure. But start with one end, just push it through, and then line up the other end, kind of sneak it on there. Hold it in place, push it through. Definitely requires a little bit of pressure and it's kind of clumsy. But then take your pistol grip and just screw it on the end there. If you're using the boom pole at home, it operates the same way. It just screws on right here. Now, you're ready to have some shotgun microphone action. If you're using the windscreen at home, it operates the same way. Just pop it in, drag it over top, and you can pull this back so you can see, make sure you can look in. Lastly, when you're all done recording, you're going to want to turn the device off. Make sure you pull your data off the card before returning it to the equipment cage. Take that, put it in your computer, good to go. Thanks for watching.